Okay, so I'm going to start my video now before everybody starts to show up. It's about to start in about 20 minutes. Here is the main thing that you see from one of the entrances. I give a little bit of a little blurb about what the exhibit is about. And then I have some prints that I made back in the day when I was deep in depression. You can see they're dark. And then these are ones that I made recently when I was starting to make the exhibit for Dementia for Mama. This side is my breast cancer wall. I did 5 pieces, one for every stage of grief. This one is bargaining. It's called Balance. And I use my alcohol inks, and then I outline every variation of color and shade. The detail. And then this one is called Healing the Soul. This is my depression one. You can see the bandage, and like the resin is like making crevices and creases to show that, you know, something is just not right and it's trying to heal. This one is the denial one. It's called Beautiful Reality. A lot of line work here. Got all the colors because I had all the feels. And if you look closely, you might see the figure of a woman. But you see what you see. Then I give a blurb about when I went through breast cancer. The next one is about acceptance. This is when everything was over. Kind of like growing from the foundation of health. Me healing myself. It's called The Scent of Flowers. Still use the technique of outlining.
I think just being there for each other as a family.
And this last one here is Anger. Release the Dragon. Same technique.
Surprised us and made us dinner. So
All right.
15 people from my
So there's a community aspect to the exhibit. That is a magnetic canvas. And these are canvases that have magnets in the back. And so I'm asking people to consider a time when they needed healing, or if they knew somebody, what they used to cope with it, and draw a picture and then post it on there. And hopefully by the end of the night, we'll have a full board and it'll just show what the community looks like when they're healing. This is the part where people give a testimonial. We have some music going on, but people are able to get in here and record a little message, like a testimony of themselves. They sit. That's a noise canceling recorder. And we've got some prompts there for them to be like, what did you think of when you found out, you know, your mom had cancer, and so on and so forth. This wall over here is the dementia wall. So I'm gonna start on the other side because I think for me it starts in an order. Oh yeah, by the way, here's all the yummy wine, water, food. Isn't that beautiful? It's pretty cool. Alright, so this is the dementia wall. I remember creating these pieces a few years back. And I created them because I wanted to give them to Mama, because they were moving to Florida and I knew they were going to have wall space, and so I created them, but they're really big, so I couldn't ever bring them to her. So I brought them here for the dementia side of this exhibit. And so here I give a blurb about dementia being what we're dealing with as a family, and you know, Mama going through her situation. And then of course I have a picture of Ma. That's why I asked you for that picture a few months ago. There's a picture of her. Everybody thinks she's just gorgeous. And then the picture of me and her. I just think that's a really cool little spot. And then these pieces I created for her as well, or with her in mind. You know, this one is a relief piece. I wanted to show the idea of feeling lost. Like, these are flowers, but they're not quite right. You know they're flowers, but there's something different about them. It's called Lost in a Beautiful Life. These two here I made at the same time with the reverse pour technique. It's called Within and Without. Basically, I put paint on canvas, and I just poured it in a certain kind of way, and as I was doing it, I was talking about it. And then once I got done putting all the canvas, I put a plain canvas on top and I pulled it apart, kind of to represent the idea of she's still here, she's still beautiful, she's still vibrant, but now she's a little different. Still the same, just a little different. That one's called Within and Without. This one here is called Stay With Me. I use a lot of Mod Podge. I made flowers and I used a lot of Mod Podge. This is kind of to represent the desperation of trying to preserve something fragile.
Why would I miss a body part that's trying to kill me?
It's kind of what we feel about Ma, trying to preserve her memories, trying to preserve her self. And you know, there's some cracks in the paint that I fill with gold leaf because, you know, there's some cracks in her memory, but she's still beautiful. And of course, I used her favorite colors. So that's the whole dementia side of it. Now this whole wall represents my bout with depression. Got 4 pieces. This particular one is a collage. It's 3-dimensional. As you can see, there's a mirror in front, and the collage is made up of all the things that make up what I love, what I like, the things I like. And there's a mirror so you can see who you are, and there's gold frame, a nice pretty package, but as you can see, the black is kind of creeping in behind it. This particular one, also gold framed. It's got, you know, the pretty package, but it's behind glass. The idea of being trapped behind it. You can see there's collage there, but there's bandage that's creeping in. It's changing who I am. The colors have adjusted. There's some light behind there, but it's creeping in. That one is called Undercover. Now this big one, this one is when I felt completely immersed, hiding in plain sight, which is what I felt I was doing. It's covered in bandage. The mirror is all blocked off. I can't really see myself. You see the collage, but do you really see me? I can't really see me. It's a pretty emotional piece for me. And this one is me coming out of it, out of the storm. See me in the mirror, hi. There's a lot of brightness, there's a lot of darkness, but I'm coming out of it. The collage is back. I'm different, but it feels hopeful. I also give a little blurb about, you know, what happens when you're depressed, the feeling of darkness and feeling alone. And I give people some hope by giving them, you know, some information about how they can get hope. The next 3 pieces are about my ayahuasca retreat. The first one, when I had my first trip, I found my inner child and my shadow self, and it's the first time I felt like I was never alone. It was really profound to get that experience. And then the second experience was a little scarier. It basically showed me that I felt trapped and I felt like I was suffocating, but because the first trip I found my inner child and my shadow self, in this second trip I was able to get out of it because I realized I wasn't alone. So you see the little girl, that's my inner child. She's giving me a rope, and there's my shadow self saying I'm here, and there's the rope. And then this last one, the last trip was about, I felt like, okay, am I gonna feel like I'm being suffocated? I'm entering a room, wait, there's a door I can get out. And then I felt like I was in another room. Well, there's another door I can get out. This represents choices. If you feel like you're in a dark place, you can get yourself out of it. So that's basically what that's all about. So that's the exhibit. So here it is. And it looks like people are starting to show up. That's the whole thing. I wish you were here to share this with me, but I know you're here in spirit. I love you.